Over the past few years, we've grown accustomed to seeing extremely interactive large format display technologies on TV. We've all been immersed in this technology, such as CNN's Magic Wall, especially through this never-ending election season. To be able to swipe to change windows, pinch and zoom images, and work a large pixelscape, just like it was an iPad, has become pretty commonplace on television. And interactive video walls are becoming commonplace in museums and exhibit venues now as well. But it's been a pretty salty proposition. The interactive touch software has been pretty much custom for the application, and it's most often proprietary to the system and the displays running it. Well, you can stop right here, because now, for the first time ever, you can get that technology and put it on the display devices of your choice and interactively control multiple computers with touch gestures, just like they do on TV. I'm Neil Weber.
And I'm Clay Stalka, or Clay Stalka.
Better.
And today we're going to introduce you to a solution for true multi-user collaboration, all from the surface of any touch-enabled display products, whether it's a large single display, a traditional multi-display video wall, or even a big LED wall with a touch overlay.
Hold on there, Claymaker. Before we get going with this technology, help me out just a little bit with the concept here. I mean, touch displays have been around a while now, and products like the Mondo Pad have been filling this need for a long time. Why do we need to reinvent the wheel?
Well, I understand, Neil. The Mondo Pad really has filled the need for a single-source collaborative device. Now, what I mean by that is that the Mondo Pad uses its one computer source to open documents, annotate and manipulate that document, and even video conference remote locations in. But what if we wanted, say, 4 different computers doing 4 different collaborative things, maybe on a 2x2 video wall? Well, I suppose you could spec 4 $16,000 Mondo Pads and mount them on the wall. But they surely aren't thin bezel displays, and you can't move anything around, resize windows, or interactively contribute across the multiple systems. And better yet, what if you wanted to get even bigger and have more independent computers, each doing their own thing? And maybe in the process of the session, you need to take one of the screens and fill the whole wall. Or maybe you just want it to fill 3/4 of the wall while the others fit along the side. Then maybe you want to swipe your hand and move one of the small ones to the big one, and yada, yada, yada.
So, all right, I see where you're going with this. Mondo pads in this configuration would cost around $140,000, and you still couldn't move anything around, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, of course you can do it with something like the oblong mezzanine, but you have to use a proprietary wand instead of your fingers to control the interactivity.
And man, those systems are really expensive.
Oh, yeah, they are. Now, we could be talking about some kind of big command and control environment, like government agencies, utility companies, and even transportation companies. Or it could be finance and banking that wants something more than just a static video wall, something that allows interactivity from a user's computer. Now, imagine something like this in real estate. Now here you've got a 2x2 video wall and looks like some pictures taped up on glass. Now, wouldn't you really rather have a 4x2 video wall, and each of the small listings could be maybe from an online computer that updates all the new listings? And then when you want to take a better look at one, you just swipe that small image towards the big one with your hand, and that image appears on the main 2x2 section.
Now that would be a cool way to look at houses.
It really would be. I'd probably buy one. How about this ability to implement maybe this kind of interactive display application in medicine?
Oh yeah, I mean, doctors could use it to compare studies and move images around and size them for a better look. I mean, they're using computers for medical imaging now anyway.
You hit that nail on the head, Neil.
Fortunately, I don't see a nail in this guy's head.
Great.
So, all right, you got me going now. So I could imagine this in advertising and marketing firms. They could easily make interactive presentations extremely powerful and very intuitive for the presenters. And I can see this in architects and engineering firms too. So how nice would it be to be able to work with multiple pages of drawings and design documents, interactively being able to move them around a big video area to work on a project design and actually work on the drawings, not just look at them or mark them up.
Well, that's really what it's all about, Neil. Each source computer can be controlled right from the touch screen. You know, that technology is really amazing.
So listen up, everybody. This technology is only as good as the hardware it's running on, right? And as we said earlier, we're able to do this without proprietary systems. So, as a part of this huge introduction today, I want to introduce you to the hardware behind the scenes. So the company's called Datapath. They're from the UK. You probably haven't heard of them yet, but they're the company that OEMs the system hardware for the other guys, the big names that you do already know. You know, the ones with the really big booths at Infocom with the huge, gigantic video walls. Well, their video wall controllers that are branded with their own logo are actually designed and built by Datapath. And now you can get Datapath directly from Starin. The Datapath hardware that we're running, what we're showing you today on, is the IOLite 600 with 4 HDMI inputs for the computers and 4 or 8 HDMI outputs for the video wall. Now inside the chassis there is serious video capture and graphic output cards. That's how we can do what we're doing while others really haven't figured it out yet. There's extremely low latency. Of course, we can't say no latency ever. And graphic engines so powerful that we can even handle incredibly accurate video up to real 4K output resolutions across multiple screens, which is important. So Clay, why don't you take us through just how easy and functional these Pixelscape collaboration walls really are?
I would be glad to. But first I want to tell you that the software that runs these collaboration walls has been developed by an Ohio-based company called Layer Logic. Now, like the Datapath hardware we run it on, Layer Logic provides the interactive software that allows you to interact with the touch panel and dynamically manipulate the images on the display or the video wall through multi-touch. Now, additionally, Layer Logic is the only platform of its kind that allows you to control the source computers, however many might be connected, right from the touch panel. And this is what really sets us apart. Now, the system design is really simple. You got source computers, say from a participant or a presenter, and you just plug in video output and connect it to the network. And that's it. Everything else is done for you. Now, you only need your fingers to do the rest. Now, as you can see by this handy-dandy little slide, even Neil can figure out how this works.
Sorry, Clay, I wasn't listening. I just wet my pants. I'm so incompetent, but thanks for the vote of confidence. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
All right, so let me see if I get this straight. So to get to the pop-up menu, I tap with 2 fingers, and then I select a source or a preset with just 1 finger.
Right.
Then to pass-through touch, I only need 1 finger unless I want to use multi-touch.
Uh-huh.
And then if I want to swap sources, I just swipe with 2 fingers.
Got it.
So then if I was going to resize a source, I need to do a 2-handed pinch or zoom and then move a source.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can use 3 fingers and just drag it to wherever I want.
Yep.
I think I got it, right?
You got it.
All right.
I'm sorry for the sly compliment there.
It's all right.
So here you can see it in actual use with Scott from Layer Logic at Halliburton. You all know how large that company is, using their own oil and gas exploration software interactively from the touch display. Now, I want to show you how to get around the software. So in this little segment, Scott from Layer Logic will demonstrate how easy it is to move the screens from each computer source around the display and resize them.
God, that's fast.
It really is. Now, as you can see, Scott's able to manipulate the map program on one of the connected computers and resize it right on the touch panel.
Wow.
And now he's going to annotate right on the display. Now, as you can see here, he can mark across multiple computer screens.
That's cool.
It is. Now here, Scott is going to choose a preset with 4 computer sources on the display. And you see how easy it is to move them around and interact with the connected computers.
Jeez.
I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than this. It really doesn't.
Scott looks a little like Wolverine.
Yeah, the hair?
and kind of the partial beard there, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's take just a little deeper dive into layer logic. So moving sources around is easy. As you can see, with a simple hand gesture on the touch panel, you can drag a source anywhere you want. Here you can see that both Scott and Justin can interact with the multiple source computers simultaneously without any interference with one another. They're actually using two computer programs at one time.
I see.
And now, with just a swipe of his hand, they can switch applications and continue to work seamlessly with that source computer content without any interruption whatsoever. Now Scott will show us how quickly he can change sources with the radial pop-up menu. He just touches with 4 fingers and the menu pops up. Then he can choose a source or add sources to the screen this way. Now Scott's going to interact with the drawing program. Now you can see his 4 fingers become 4 pens.
My God, he is Wolverine.
He is.
Look what he just did to the whiteboard.
And then now he can annotate over his work.
That's really cool.
It is. And then just as easily, he can grab a different source to work with, just as easy as this, and bring that onto the main display.
It's interesting how that menu looks a lot like the Grass Valley Director menu.
Yeah, really, interestingly enough. Well, that's popular. So to resize a source, you just pinch open or closed with 2 fingers, just like you would on an iPad. And you can also utilize it as a traditional whiteboard, like you see here. You know, you can just draw with your fingers. You don't need any kind of stylus, wand, or pen tool at all. Change colors and do whatever you want. And if you got some artist in you, makes it even better. And likewise, annotation on any source or group of sources is just as easy as using your fingers. Or a sawzall, as you can hear in the background.
Clay's having a little work done at the house.
Yep, having new windows put in. Now, you can easily change colors from the radial menu, and you can erase any markings. And like I said before, you can mark up across multiple sources like Scott's doing here. And using presets makes this whole thing come together like a breeze. So using the radial menu allows preset screen setups to make presenting and collaborating both fast and very, very convenient. Now, we got this system set up in our training room, and I'd say it only took me probably about 3 minutes to kind of get really comfortable with the gestures and everything. It's all just done with these simple hand gestures.
Very intuitive.
It really is. So now you guys out there, men and women, can do more for lower cost than has ever been possible before with this partnership between Layer Logic and Datapath. And of course, it's brought to you exclusively by Starin.
Sure, we'd love for you to buy a demo unit, but instead, let's offer your prospects a chance to take part in our pilot program. So here's what you do. Go out and find a prospect that has a real need for this phenomenal technology. Somebody who's willing to get a system to use for 90 days free of charge. It's got to be somebody who's going to allow you to schedule times to bring in other prospects to see and try out the technology, and then bring that opportunity to us, and we'll consider it. And if the customer wants to buy it after the 90-day loan, we'll let you sell it to them at an extremely aggressive price. So thanks for giving us your 20 minutes today to learn about how you can now provide new Pixelscape collaboration walls in just about any vertical market you might serve with Layer Logic and Datapath. Again, exclusively available through Starin.
And you know, it's more affordable than you might think. And also remember, you can go to our website to watch any of these AV Meetup sessions on demand.
For more information, to register an opportunity, to set up a demo, or to dive deeper into these products with a personalized online workshop, please contact your Starin Business Development Manager directly, or you can always email us here at myteam@starin.biz. Hey, our time's up, everybody. We do promise to address your questions and interests directly. It might be Clay himself or one of our business development managers that contacts you directly with your answer. So we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye for now, and everybody have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.